My name is Alan Bowling. I wrote this unpublished children's book about myself and my friend Ahmad Abiris. The book is titled, Thanks, Ahmad. Alan and Ahmad became friends at Brook Springs Park. Alan instantly liked Ahmad's constant smile and hearty laugh, which seemed to come up from his belly. Ahmad was very good at crossing hand to hand on the monkey bars. When Alan wanted to swing, Ahmad was amazed at how high Alan could make the swings go. Ahmad liked Alan's friendly attitude and thought he was funny. He often said to Alan, "I like you." When Ahmad was playing with other kids, Alan came over to join them. Alan told funny stories and Ahmad laughed his hearty laugh. Ahmad introduced Alan to his friends, and they all played together on the slide, the monkey bars, and the swings. It was nice to have a new group of friends to play with, but it was Ahmad that Alan liked best and always looked for when he went to the park. Something puzzled Alan. Ahmad and his friends had darker skin than Alan and seemed to be very close to each other, even though they weren't relatives. Alan wondered why. Alan's parents had told him not to judge other people by their appearance, but Alan was very curious about things that made Ahmad and his friends just a little different than Alan's other friends. Ahmad's friends all had strange sounding names like Mohammed and Mohit. Sometimes Alan felt just a little bit left out when he didn't understand a word or phrase the other boys used when talking to each other. Finally, Alan asked his parents if Ahmad could come for a sleepover. They agreed and gave Alan a note for Ahmad to take to his parents to see if they would let Ahmad spend the night that Friday. The next day, Alan found Ahmad at the park before the other boys came. Alan asked Ahmad if he would like to sleep over. Ahmad smiled that big smile and said, "I'd like that." Alan gave Ahmad the note to take home to his parents, and the two boys raced to the swings to see who would go the highest. When Alan got home from school on Wednesday, his mother told him that Ahmad's mother had called her that afternoon and said they would be happy to bring Ahmad to Alan's house on Friday in time for dinner and would pick him up Saturday morning at 11. "You'll need to make sure your room is picked up and clean," Alan's mom said as she smiled at him. "I'll do it right now," Alan answered excitedly. On Friday evening, Alan kept watching through the front window for Ahmad. Finally, a car pulled up in front of Alan's house, and a woman with a strange-looking scarf on her head got out, and then Ahmad also got out of the car. "Ahmad, have you got everything you need, even your prayer rug?" asked his mother. "Yes, it's all right here," said Ahmad, as he showed his mother a rolled-up bundle. Alan opened the door and called to his friend, "Come on, Ahmad, I'm so glad you're here." As Alan and Ahmad's mothers visited, Alan took Ahmad to his room. There were two beds in Alan's room with a small nightstand in between them. Alan told Ahmad he could choose which bed he wanted to put his things there. Then Alan's mom called down the hall, "It's time for Ahmad to say goodbye to his mother, and then you boys need to get washed up for supper." Alan had asked his mom to make his favorite macaroni and cheese and was hoping that Ahmad would like it as much as he did. Ahmad sat quietly while the family said a prayer, as though he were thinking. When Alan's mom passed the macaroni and cheese to Ahmad, he said, "This is my favorite," and they all laughed. After dinner, Alan and Ahmad played ball outside until it began to get dark. Then they played games on the computer until it was time to get ready for bed. Before they went into Alan's room, Ahmad asked Alan's mom which way was east. It seemed like a strange question to Alan, but his mom showed Ahmad which direction was east and told him that in Alan's room, if he faced the nightstand between the beds, he would be facing east. Ahmad smiled and thanked her and followed Alan down the hall. Alan let Ahmad use the bathroom first while he put on his pajamas. Then Alan went to wash up and brush his teeth while Ahmad put on his pajamas. When Alan came back to his room, he went to his side of the bed and knelt down to say his prayers. Ahmad laid a small rug at the foot of his bed and stood on it there, saying strange words Alan had never heard. When Alan finished his prayers, he got into bed and watched as Ahmad continued to go through motions and recite strange words. When Ahmad was finished, he rolled up his small rug and put it with his other things. "What were you saying, Ahmad?" asked Alan. "I was reciting verses from the Quran and praying to Allah, God," answered Ahmad. "We have different ways of praying, don't we?" said Alan. "Yes, but if we each pray to God, it is much the same," answered Ahmad. That was true, thought Alan. Sometimes things seem more different than they really are. They both lay in bed and went to sleep, dreaming of all the fun they had had as friends. The next morning at breakfast, Alan's mom prepared eggs, toast with jelly, and bacon. But Ahmad did not eat the bacon. He said he could not eat pork. So he just ate extra eggs and toast and jelly. As everyone talked, Ahmad laughed a lot, and Alan thought it was a very good breakfast. But because it was a warm, sunny day, the boys went into the backyard to play. "Now I know why you're so good at the swings," laughed Ahmad when he saw the swing set in the corner of the yard. The boys began to swing, and Alan told Ahmad some funny stories about what he had done during the summer. Ahmad laughed and laughed. When Ahmad's mother came to take him home, Alan was sad to see his friend go. "I'll see you at the park," called Ahmad as he waved goodbye. Alan smiled. It seemed quiet with Ahmad gone, so Alan went into the kitchen to see what his mom had planned for lunch. "Your friend is very nice," Alan's mom told him. "I can see why you like him." "He does some things different than we do," said Alan. "He prays differently. He doesn't eat pork. And his skin looks darker than mine." "That is all true," said Alan's mom. "Ahmad's family is Muslim, and those are their way of doing things. We have a different faith. His Arab family does have darker skin, but he has a very nice laugh." Alan agreed. He decided that none of these differences changed how much he enjoyed spending time with Ahmad. There were differences, but somehow they were basically still the same. "So thanks, Ahmad," thought Alan as he reached for the peanut butter. Thanks for watching and listening to my children's book. My hope is that you can focus on the similarities rather than the differences between Christians and Muslims. Thank you.